Okay, good evening, people. And you're welcome to another Friday Live podcast. And I still remain your humble host, Oluwashogo. Helen, are you, Yeni? Yes, it's gonna be another beautiful evening here. This session promised to be relaxing, educative, inspiring, and topmost therapeutic. Oluwashogo Helen Ayu Yenikon is my name, but you can call me Helen Shugo. Yes, I'm your beautiful host with beautiful long names. Okay, so let me take a permission before I kickstart fully into the show. So I'm running the show tonight with my little damsel. I have my pretty daughter here. So just in case you're hearing some sound and noise background, you've got nothing to fear. So it's just the two of us here tonight. So it won't sound like a distraction, so that's why I'm taking apologies now. All right, so let's dive in straight to the show. I have with me here my special guest for today. His name is Elijah Adeshino. He's also known as Excellent Spirit. He has been a wonderful friend and brother for some years now. If I'm not mistaken, I think I've known him for 13 years. Okay, so Excellent Spirit, you're welcome to tonight's show. So you can unmute your mic and greet us. Let's hear you. All right, so let me welcome
Hello.
to the studio. Hi, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
You're welcome. It's good to have you on the show tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And this time around as a special guest.
In fact, the pleasure is mine. Thank you very, very much.
It's my pleasure. You're welcome.
Thank you. Hello. Hello.
All right, so I'd like to welcome Modukba into the studio. Fry 14 Andre, you're welcome. All right, Simi Sola, you're welcome. I can see you. So I have another person here in the studio tonight, but your name is not well registered. I have the UQUVPPKM. All right, so you're also welcome. OJ20 Head, hola, hola, hola. Good to have you here. All right, so I want to believe I'm audible enough tonight. Yes, so you all are welcome to tonight's show. And today our topic is courtship before marriage. All right, so our discussion will be centered around that. So, exactly do we think courtship is before marriage? Do we really think it's helpful? Does it really add a good essence to marriage as a whole? So, I'll be asking Elijah Additional to help us shed more light to it. And once he's done with his speech for, like, let's say 15 to 20 minutes, the line will be open to every one of us. We can call in to drop our comment, to ask questions, and keep the show rolling. Yeah, so J28, thank you very much. I've not seen my gift, though. You people should start sending gift already. All right, so you're welcome, Mr. Elijah Adeshino. Are you here?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Thank you
Uh,
very much.
all right. Thank you. So let us start. Let us kickstart. Let us talk about courtship before marriage. So, what
Okay,
is
okay,
your
okay,
view
okay,
about the topic?
okay. Good evening, everybody.
You're welcome.
As my host rightly said, I'm Elijah Adeshino by name. Uh, Tonight, by God's grace, we'll be looking at the topic courtship, courtship, courtship. You know, to many people nowadays, they believe courtship is old fashioned something. They see it as an archaic system that is not necessarily needed. But the truth of the matter is this: as much as people think that courtship is not needed or courtship is an archaic something, you discover that it is in the same premise that we have a lot of divorcee, we have a lot of crisis in marriage. Reason being, two separate people who have lied to themselves in the court of, you know, in the journey of coming together, because not courtship now, but they lie to themselves either deliberately or unaware. And eventually they enter into marriage and they discover that, oh, is this who you are? Oh, is this who you are? Oh, this is. Let us look what courtship it's it is, what courtship is really is in its real context. Are you I hope my voice is clear enough.
Yeah, yes, please. It's audible. We
Hello?
can hear you. We can hear you.
Hello? Aha.
Hello, we can
Now,
hear you.
courtship is the real process. Courtship is the real process of wooing someone by letting them see who you are truly are, as they do the same for you. If done correctly, courtship can lead to fulfilling and loving relationship.
Hmm.
You may be
Okay,
seeking,
let me quickly underline that word. If done correctly,
yes.
right?
If
So
done correctly,
is it possible we don't do it correctly? Because
yes, very,
from
very
what you
possible.
said now, so let me quickly ask this. In the space of
Yeah.
courting, I think courtship is just like you said, the process of getting to know each other, and if it's done correctly. So is it
Yes.
possible now that it is not done correctly? And if it is possible, how will you know that you're not doing it correctly?
Thank you very much. It is possible that courtship is not done correctly. Like I said, at this period, it is a period where you let your partner or your wife to be or your husband to be, if situation and circumstance permit, let he or she know your true person, what you are made up of, what you believe in, your values, your value system, your mental, what you can do, or what are your beliefs. So when things like this are put in place, it becomes correct. Now, the question is it possible that is
Hmm. Is it possible that that network is bad? I hope it's not mine.
hello?
All right, you're welcome back. We lost you at some point.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Please, can you come again? Sorry, the network here is. Hello?
I think the network
Hello?
is not okay. You were hello?
Can you
Can
hear
you
me
hear
now?
me?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
Yes,
We
I
can
can hear
hear
you.
you.
Please, can you come again with this question,
Oh,
please?
okay. So my question is, you mentioned something about if done correctly. So I think you were
Yes.
trying to explain how it is done correctly. Maybe when they share
Yes.
their values and they get to tell themselves some things, what they need to know about each other. So the
Yes.
question is,
Now,
how will you know if it's not
uh-huh.
done correctly? Yeah.
Now, how would you know that it's not done correctly? Is when many things are said on the premise of covering up or lying
Hmm.
to one another or trying to paint yourself of what you are not. Take for instance someone that gets angry,
Okay.
that someone with a short temper. Now you decide to keep it because you don't want to lose this sister.
Hmm.
Anything she said, you said it's okay. But in the real sense, you're telling yourself that Omobini, yo mommy, this girl never know me. Make her marry her first. I go sure I say I get nonsense. Can you see now? Somebody has just lied to somebody unknowingly to the other person. So, and
Hmm.
at the end of the day, when they get married and they say, "Oh, darling, please just help me get this straight." You say, are you okay? Me help you. You see, don't forget, this is the sister that you've been pampering before now. But this time around, you can't do it again. Why? Because you lied to her in the course of in the process. But a
Okay. So
situation
sorry
whereby
to
you
cut you
open
now,
up,
sir. So sorry to cut you, please.
no
Now,
problem.
in this example that you gave now, I think
Yes.
it's more like a common scenario when people say in the process whereby a man is trying to get a woman, they go all out to make sure you're being cared for, they pamper you, they show you all the love. But the moment you're married, the moment they know you're married, like you are attached to their name, I think they just decide to change, and maybe all the care and the pampering and everything just get to reduce. So in that context too, how can we I mean, what do we have to say about that? Because I think it's
Now
more like
listen,
it's more
listen. Okay,
thing,
now
yeah.
this is it. It's stages by stages. You
Okay.
understand?
Okay.
There is this first stage that you are attracted to a lady.
Mm.
Emotionally, you are attracted to somebody. So at
Mm-hmm.
that moment, at all costs, you want to retain her. You
Mm.
understand?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want it to be as if the first day that I saw her, I misbehaved, I goofed up, right? So you want to do
Yeah.
everything possible to present yourself in a better way. But don't forget, when you
Mm.
talk about courtship now, it is another facet that has to do with two intending couples to go into reality.
Mm.
You understand? So it
Okay.
is not the first stage now that you want to impress, that you want to put on perfume. No. At
Mm.
this stage of courtship, everything about yourself should be displayed. And
Mm.
it is from there you'll be able to determine, can I spend the rest of my life with this person? Because it is not yet marriage. So at that point, you could decide. But the situation whereby you could not differentiate between dating period and courtship period, and you eventually move into marriage with dating mentality, definitely there's going to be a problem.
Mm. 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 Mm.
I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
I do. I do. I'm getting it.
So in that case, that's where you have the problem. That's where the problem sets in. At this junction of courtship, like I said earlier, it is that is a period. You let them see who you are truly, and as they do the same for you. I said, if done correctly, courtship can lead to fulfilling and loving relationship you may be seeking, and it can even present a lifetime of unexpected consequence and emotional turmoil if it is not done properly.
Mm.
Are we
Mm.
getting it? Now,
Okay.
let's see what people actually call courtship in the real sense. What
All right.
people call courtship nowadays, I don't know, but it is child's play. What do they call courtship?
Mm.
Where are you, darling? I'm here. When you close, can we meet at Eatery to eat cake? Eat cake. Eat cake. Go here. Go there. That's what they call courtship. No, man. No, sir. That is not courtship. Courtship is the stage whereby both of you build one another. It is the stage at which both of you relate your vision together. It's a stage where you collapse two different visions to achieve one purpose.
Mm.
Are we getting it now? Those are the things that is needed in courtship. Courtship should be more of understanding one another. It's the time you sit yourself down, ask a critical question. For instance, you can
Mm.
ask the guy, what is your school of thought about raising children? What if we don't
Okay.
have children? What if we don't have
Mm.
children?
Mm.
You
Mm.
understand? From there,
Mm.
you'll be able to know his reaction. Probably his mommy said, ah, Nilewa, oh, Bimo, ah, Ole, you can't be in our home if you cannot give birth. That is to tell you, peradventure there is delay. Such man might throw you out.
Mm.
So it is in that period you get to know things like that. Not only that, ask him about his belief on finance.
Mm.
Ask him, what are your belief on finance? What are your spiritual beliefs? What do you believe? Try to know his background. You are two different people. Instead of going from one eatery to another, some persons at the process of courtship or that during period of courtship, I can
Mm.
bet you in the town which they live, there is no eatery they don't know. Same
Mhm.
people ask them,
Mhm.
which book have you read about marriage? And kí la tún fẹ́ máa kà níbi tá a bọ́jú orí wa dé yìí ìgbà tá à ń jọmọ àròbó. They believe, you know what I mean now? We are not children, we are not kids. Probably
Mm.
they believe maybe the sister is like 30 and he is 32, 33. So they believe they are matured. But lo and behold, mentally they don't have anything. Probably they are not fit for some things to handle some matter. Raising
Mm.
children will be there. Throw
Mm.
it to him. What if I'm not feeling fine? How do you think to take care of the children? Yeah? And you get take it to your mother. You should know the kind of person you are about to marry now. From what he said, from all what he uttered or what she uttered. And as for you, ask him too as a guy. Peradventure, it happens that my career failed or my vision
Mm.
failed. How
Mm.
do we manage it? Me?
Mm.
One of the things I hate in my life is to start financing a guy. You just have to look for something for better, for leave me. The woman just points you to something that is very critical.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Those are the periods you make your decision. Those are the periods you draw line. You see, if at all you can continue in it or not. I don't know if you are getting it.
Yes, please.
So it is very, very important, very, very important. We should be
All
able
right.
to differentiate between courtship and dating. And in the
Mm.
process of courtship, please and please, you don't hide anything. That is where I want to hammer. It is a ground of reality. It is a platform of reality. Don't hide anything. If you hide anything in courtship, then you are not being truthful. If the person gets to see it at the later on, he will be hurt. But if
Mm.
everything about you has been displayed through your courtship, when you get to marriage, there is nothing that will occur or that the guy will see as something sudden or that you will see as something sudden because
Mm.
you had known he or she with those beliefs, those mentality, and as such you will know if he's someone that you can handle. Not only that, that is the same period which you get to know his family in total. Do you believe that during dating, it is
Mm.
possible that none of the family member will even know the guy or the girl?
Sure.
But when it comes to courtship, they get to know her, they get to know him. From there, some people will be able to point. This your husband, the way I'm seeing him. This is not the first time, this is not the second time. This is what your husband to be. Sorry. Some persons will be able to point it. Probably you can see it. Or maybe like
Mm.
a lady, you visited for the first time that I'm talking about during courtship. You went to their house and you saw the woman, you met the woman in the kitchen cooking, and the woman came out. Yaya me, well done, and the next thing you cross your leg. I'm talking about Africa now. You cross your
Okay.
leg. You are not only watching film, you start discussing film. As an African lady, I'm a Yoruba man by tribe in Yoruba land. If courtesy demand, I said courtesy demand, just
Mhm.
show an interest that you want to help. If she now insisted to some point that no, fine, but make a move. That is to say you are well cultured from home. It means tomorrow, even if they marry you, you can be able to help. You that you did not help now, is it when you now get married that you believe now it is my husband, nobody can take him from me? So it is a period at which reality should be displayed for one another so as to help a soft landing in marriage.
Mm. I love that. I love that
Let me
last word to help for a soft landing. And I got the
in
point that it's a time for some critical questions. That's the time you tend to ask some questions. You tend to like have
yes,
some serious conversations. Okay. Lastly, let me
yes,
quickly ask this before people will start calling in. Okay, so
yeah.
what is your belief about it's something that is I don't know. I think it's accepted in some areas, and most people don't really see it as an issue. That is, in the process of courtship, they believe staying together is also something that will help to know themselves better, because there's this belief that the fact that you're seeing yourself once in a week or twice in a week might not really show the kind of person he or she is. But the moment you sleep and wake up together so many times, maybe you know if he snores. So if you are the type that snoring affects you, you know what to do. Maybe you know if she's a bad cook, stuff like that. So for you, when it comes to courtship, do you really think staying together, I mean living together, like practicing the couple's life together, do you really think is something that can help the relationship?
Now it all depends on our faith. Are we getting it? It
Okay.
depends on our faith. One, it depends on our tribe. It also depends on the society in which we find ourselves.
Ourselves.
Do
Mm.
you believe in Yoruba land?
Mm.
Before the wedding itself, right? There is
Okay.
what they call, though they put it as introduction or mommy, right?
Okay. Okay.
Now, at that period, the both parents must have agreed that our children wants to marry one another.
Okay.
So now, he's not actually coming directly to come and sleep in the house of the guy, because the parent of the guy might say, ah, ìyàwó ẹ ṣé kò tiẹ̀ ní wá kí wa ni, won't your wife come and greet us? And she might decide to come and pass night. Whatever they want to confirm, some of the parents, they are so wise that they make their confirmation, one or two confirmation there. That's number one. Now let me come back to what I said. Don't forget, it is period. It is platform through which reality is open up. Don't hide anything. In terms of is she snoring or not, ask her, ask her. She's not, you are not getting married to a dead person. Yeah, when you sleep, do you snore? It might look foolish, it might look odd, but ask, ask. And please, let me tell us this. You see, and that is one thing we must also carry in our mind, both sisters and brother, that you caught with someone and you find out that he or she is lagging in one or two things, does not mean you will outrightly throw out that no, we can't marry. Then it means you can never find someone compatible for you till thy kingdom come.
Mm.
Are we getting
Mm.
it now? So
Okay.
actually sleeping in the guy's house will not make any difference. The only thing is that just be truth with yourself. Be truth with yourself. Be truth in the sense that be open. There are some things that someone snore. It might not be in the person's, character. But for you to have know that if at the end of the day the person open up that, oh, I snore. Now the next question is, by the virtue of love, how do you help it out? Not even in this technological age. I've come across that on social online before. One rubber like that they put in nose, and before you know, snoring is no more there. Right? Yes, yes, yes. If you really love the person, you understand there are some things that they are natural phenomenon that there's no how you can do. You can do. There's nothing you can do about it.
Mm.
Are we getting it now? Take
Okay.
for instance, it's just like asking that, what if should she be pregnant before they get married? No, 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 no. So sleeping over will not solve anything. The most
Mm.
important thing: be open, be sincere. Be sincere beyond reasonable doubt that even when you marry and the person begin to realize some things, he won't be surprised because it's one of the things you have discussed. It's one of the things that you have interact about. Are we getting it? And in
Yes,
terms
please.
of cooking, even without sleeping over, you can cook if you really mean business. Because if you like, go and buy the food outside. You are only deceiving yourself. You are only postponing the days of your disaster. Because if you finally find out that you cannot cook, you are in problem. Another woman will take him from you. That's just the truth. So it's better you are open. If he wants to help you, probably you might be surprised that the person you are even hiding from is a good cook.
Mm.
And he end up helping you. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. And you get to know it. That's all. So thank you very much about that.
All right. Thank you very much, excellent spirit. All right, people, you agree with me that this topic is a very interesting one. Yes, so if you want to hear your view, I'd love to see your call. Please call in and let's have you talk. And if you want to drop your comments, please, the comment section is very free. Please do that and let's hear you talk. So let's talk about it. Excellent Spirit have done justice to the topic. Hello.
Hello,
Hello, Moduka, you're welcome.
good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing tonight?
Very well, thank you.
All right, you're welcome to the show.
Belated happy birthday.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank
And
you.
yes, thank you for doing justice. My
All
papa.
right.
Thank you very much, Mama. I greet you, ma.
Greet you for the longest time.
I'm fine, ma. Thank you, ma.
Okay, talking about courtship. Um, I think it is very much necessary, like very necessary for one to have courtship before marriage. Now the thing is,
Okay.
not everyone, not let me put it like, let's say 8% or 90% of what we do today is not
Okay.
courtship. For instance,
Hmm.
the topic you were like 10 years
Oh,
courtship.
your network. Hello.
Can you hear
Hello. It,
me?
it's
It's
fluctuating.
fluctuating. Should I call back?
No, okay. Try it again. Oh yeah, keep talking. Let's get. Uh-oh. 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 Uh-huh. All right. You're welcome now.
Can you hear me now? Hope it's not
Yes,
cracking.
please. Yeah, it's not more cracking. So you were trying to say what we are doing now, it's
Okay,
not
talking about
courtship.
courtship.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
What most people are doing now is
Okay.
just, will I say, relationship, not courtship. Because
Okay.
for me, there are issues that are supposed to be discussed during courtship. Okay, let me,
Okay.
for instance, now let me not talk about people. Let me talk about myself. Now, my
Okay.
husband, if I will say my relationship with my husband, I will only say we were friends. We were very sporting. Let me not put it like that.
Mm.
I won't put that as we were courting. We talk about things, but we
Okay.
didn't talk about all things. Now, it's in courtship for me. I believe we should talk about everything, to the house you live in, to the curtain, to the rooms, to the to everything. But there are essential things that are supposed to be discussed, but most people don't discuss is finance,
But
number of
but I
children,
have
and
I have
all
a
that.
I have a question there, please. Can you hear me? Oh, your network. Hello.
Sorry, my network now.
Network, please don't mess this thing up for us. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. It's you that you're not hearing me. I can hear you perfectly.
Okay. So I said I have a question around that now. Is it not possible that even after asking so much questions, even after yeah, even after asking some questions and all that, Is it not still possible that in the marriage the person might still possibly change?
It's very
Is
much
it not
possible.
possible?
It is
So
very,
how
very
do we
so
and
that is
while
where
you
God
were
factor
cutting,
comes in.
you've asked yourself, or you've talked about giving birth, and you said you just want to give birth to two or okay, let's say three children. And along the line, he changed his mind and said, "We are giving birth to four."
Mm.
Hello?
I
Oh my
understand.
God.
I can hear you.
Uh-huh. So maybe along the line he decides, oh no, we are not going for two or three any longer. I think we can still go for four. And you are like, hello, we've agreed this thing, we've talked about this. Or maybe initially you agreed, okay, the children will be in the boarding school so that we can have time for ourselves and some other things. And just along the line, you just decide, no, my children will not go to the boarding house again, this, that. So is it not possible that even after agreeing to some things before marriage, is it not possible that in the marriage things still change and it might be an issue?
It is very much possible. It's even possible that you
Okay.
don't even discuss about it at all.
Mm.
You get married. You know, it's still possible.
Okay.
That you don't
Yeah.
at all. Oh.
Oh my God.
You don't discuss about it. It's very much possible that you didn't even discuss about it. And it's possible
Okay.
that you discuss about it, things change. So that
Hmm.
is where the reality of marriage happens. And that is where God factor is important. And that is where communication is important. So you can
Hmm.
agree, you can disagree to agree. So stuff
Hmm.
like that you never talk about, or you even talk about it it changes. It is now for both of you to sit down, communicate, and say reasons why it should be this, why it should be this. And at the end of the day, there should be an agreement. So it's different from you discuss, you need discuss, you discuss about it and there's no agreement, there will be issues. So that is why it is marriage, that is why it's communication, that is why you're meant to see each other. So talking about the courtship now, it's very much possible that we have a long years of courtship, yet the marriage
Hmm.
didn't last. And it's very
Sincerely, I had a story earlier this year, and I don't know, it was so devastating. They had 10 years courtship, 10
okay.
years, like 10 years courtship, and they lasted only a year in the marriage.
So you can imagine
So I was
what happened to those
exactly,
periods
so
of 10
I was
years.
not asking. Thank you. So I was asking, what happened to those 10 years? Was it that, I don't know, was it that they were what I think SNS really said cake. Okay, was it that they were just eating cake and meeting at the eatery all through
It,
the 10 years or something?
it is
So
very much
how
possible.
possible is it that there will be long years of courtship and yet the marriage will not work out?
Now that is why God factor is important. Do you know it's possible with God?
Network is really dealing with us tonight.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it's cracking.
Hey, what will I do to this network now?
Okay, it's not cracking anymore. Can you try it again?
Okay, I can. Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so it's very much possible. Then I think in that case, I think God factor is important because it's possible I may be cutting with you and God is not
Okay.
in it.
I got that.
So that's where God factor, sincerely, that's why God factor is very important. Whosoever you are, know God, know what God is saying. So I can't
Hmm.
imagine being in a courtship of 10 years and at the long run, just a year. What's that?
Hmm.
So what have we
Hmm.
been doing since 10 years?
Hmm. Hmm.
So it's very much possible that we might be cutting and God is
Hmm.
not in it.
God is
So
not
it's
in it.
another thing to have the God factor to be sure that God is in it.
Hmm. Hmm. I
Uh-huh.
got
So
that.
if God is
I
in
got that.
it, then I think that courtship, at least it will go, I don't know. I don't know how to put
Hmm.
it. It will go, at least it will be good and the marriage will be good because courtship is for you to even know each other before the
Hmm.
marriage. At least you would
Hmm.
have a clue. Fine, marriage, you
Hmm.
keep learning. No? 10 years you are in it, you are
Hey,
still learning.
it's still cracking. It's cracking
Hello?
again. Ah, God.
So dealing
Hello.
with me. Hello? Oh God.
Ah, hello. Hello. Oh God. Okay, so I got that. Let me quickly summarize what Modupe said. So I don't know if you all heard her very well. So she said God factor. Yes, God factor is also important. So it's possible you might be in that courtship for 10 years and you don't even know what God mind is. You don't know what God is saying about it. So it's possible it's crash in a year. So along the line, why courtship is good, God factor is also important. Okay, I got that. All right. So Cindy Ojo is saying there are people and things you can tolerate from a distance than being in the same roof. Aha, good. Okay, now Tunde Ojo, this question is really for you. So, do you also believe that staying under the same roof can also help to how will I put it now? Okay, Tunde Ojo, this is for you. Okay, I think I noticed seems you just entered again. So you said here that there are people and things you can tolerate from a distance than being in the same roof. So my question is, do you believe that staying under the same roof can help courtship before marriage? Because I've seen that happen a couple of times. People have talked about it. When you hear courtship, people will tell you they are living with wherever their spouse is. Maybe they packed from their father's house or wherever they are to stay with their partner for like a year or two under the same roof, like practicing the couple's life already. So, do you also think that it's possible that living under the same roof can actually be of advantage to courtship before marriage? So, I'd like you to call in and tell me something. So, you said there are people and things you can tolerate from a distance than being in the same roof. So, let me hear you talk. I want to have your view. All right, Cindy Ojo. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, mommy.
Daddy, why you're welcome.
How are you?
Very well, very well.
Well done, job. And guest speaker, Mr. Woli Dada. How are you, sir?
Thank you very much, sir. I'm doing fine, sir. Good evening, sir. My honorable boss.
Well done, sir.
Thank you
So,
very much, sir.
in regards to the topic, courtship before marriage,
Okay.
though it's really important for the courtship to take place, but now it depends on individual. You know, this courtship we are talking about, everybody is having different motive about marriage. There
Yeah.
are some people they are getting married because of pressure. Are you meeting that kind of person?
Mm,
There
mm,
are people getting married because others are getting married. Are you meeting that kind of person? Are you getting married because you want to get married or because others want you to get married? So that is a question. The motive behind going to that marriage is what determines how or what or whatever the outcome of the courtship is going to look like. So now, in regards to going to the man's house or not going to the man's house, it's also depending on the individual. You can go and spend 10 years under a man's roof, and like the incident you gave, like they were courting for like 10 years, and in 4 months they can't take it. There's another thing we call pride in marriage, especially once the man or the woman can't control their pride, their ego is another thing entirely. So in marriage, there are rules that need to be bent. You can't be stiff and you expect a better result
exactly.
in your marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Are you there?
Yes, please. I can hear you. Hello, I can hear you.
You can't. I said you can't be stiff. You know, a lot of people either
Mm,
in courtship or in marriage, whatever. The first thing about that is intention.
mm.
Why are
Okay,
you going
is
into
it
it? You're
is it possible you get to know the intention? No, no, no. Let's be realistic now. I'm getting your point, and sincerely speaking, I think I've seen a couple of marriages, or should I say relationships. Shall let me just put it that way. I've seen a lot of courtship that the lady. Okay, it eventually led to marriage though, but they are no more together. Okay, so the lady happens to be in early 30s when she met the guy. Okay, so before she met the guy, she had already had this desperate, that kind of pressure.
mm,
There's pressure everywhere. She's over 30 and she's just getting married. So the pressure is on her. She was desperate to get married. So is it possible to really know what the intentions are? Hello, I'm of age. I want to get
Yeah,
married.
yeah, no, this is it. From either of the partners,
Okay.
sometimes most of those things you see them,
Mm.
most of them you see, but at that moment you are blinded by what you want to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
So you tend to feel as things unfold, you can get better. Whereas there are things you cannot tolerate. There are things you can't just bear.
Mm.
So now at that age, to me, at that age, over 30, like around 30, an average lady should be able to know what she wants and what she doesn't want. So it is not easy for her to just go into a man's house and start taking orders.
But is it not possible that, sorry to cut you now, I'm asking
Mm.
these questions based on the fact that I have a lot of grown-ups around me, and I've seen so many things in terms of being aged and wanting to get married. Now, there's this belief that, especially when you're over 30, people around you wants to get see you married. And even if you're trying to say this person is that, they make you feel as if you're the one being picky, as if you're the one that is just trying to find fault in every guy that comes your way. So there's a way they want to bend you and tell you, there's no perfect marriage. I remember a friend of mine told me something like that. I think, was it earlier this year, that she's tired. Though some people are telling her that if you are above 30, you cannot marry a single guy again. Is either you are a second wife or you are married to a widower or something. So they came up with so many stories that kind of scared her. And at that point, she also said, uh, because of that, there's no marriage that is perfect. So because there's no marriage that is perfect, you can just try to just take any guy, and with time you just kind of blend up. I don't know if you're getting it. So in
I'm
situations
getting
like
you.
that, it's not as if they don't know what they want, but you agree with me that the society also has a lot to do with these things. So how do we now get to know each other's intention? I'm over 30. My intention is just to get married because I'm of age. So
But okay, when you look at, though, when you look at the ratio of marriages like that lasted, there
mm,
are just a few.
mm, well.
There are just a few because I've seen ladies getting married at 40 and they are living comfort. See, there's one thing about life. Fine,
Mm,
people will talk. You can't take that away.
mm-hmm,
So it is
mm-hmm,
you and you. You are like, okay, like my sister got married last month. She
mm,
should be 30.
mm.
I can't remember from any angle I ever called her and said, Igba wo lo ń mọ́kọ wálé.
Because that's you. You
So,
understood better.
so I've never for once, like, kind of,
Mm,
even when she now finally brought the guy when he came to my house, they were like, kind of, okay, this is when they want to get married. I even shifted it forward again. There's no point of you rushing anywhere. I don't know if
mm,
you are getting me. Fine,
mm-hmm,
it's individual difference, but at the same time,
mm,
you as a person, you need to know what you want. Well, if people should push things to you, you have a lot of way to follow and you won't get anywhere right. So number one
mm,
priority is you. Know what you want and know how to go about it. It's not about, people will talk, that's normal. We are in Africa, they will talk, kinní kan kò lórí ọkọ, ọkọ ọ̀run, kinní kan. People will talk, but at the end of the day, you are the one that will carry your cross.
mm-hmm,
I know I know of a lady, she's married to my, somehow my uncle, my, like, oh, cousin, my senior uncle sha. I'm
okay.
telling you categorically now, she's not finding it easy in her marriage. I've said this, said that, and the uncle is not the uncle that I can just call and, it's not a listening type. But
Mm,
her family pushed her into marrying that guy. Ogbe, like they pushed her into it, and now she's bearing the brunt alone. She's bearing every brunt alone.
mm,
Alone, like alone. Okay, the pressure, the mother, the father, because they are digging the church, they are this. one or two things happen. Okay, pregnancy sets in, and it was now a yardstick that okay, oyún ti wọlé. The next thing is marriage.
Mm.
I'll tell you from experience and from our conversations, and she's married for like uh 8 years thereabout now. But
Mm.
kò inú ọ̀dùn lọ́jọ́ kan rí,
Mm.
from one issue or the other, from one issue or the other. It got to a stage. I advise her like an outsider. I never think about it being my. The fact is, God should forgive me. It got to an extent. I said, young lady, if you no kill yourself, if you no fit bear am, just carry your load dey go.
Mm.
He's fine. He's related to me, but I need to tell her the truth. But she, by the grace of God, she's still bearing her cross and bearing it. It
Mm.
got to an extent. There was a day she called me, and like the only thing that can come out of my mouth, I can't say. I always tell her, this guy is my blood. So please stop pushing me to say what we called for a family meeting. So, no, that's the truth.
Mm.
So you see, courtship is not enough for marriage. See, 70% during courtship they unfold, and you guys have to deal with it. That's why communication is
Sorry,
very
70%
important.
what? I think we missed that. 70%.
70% of marriage issues are not
Okay.
discussed during courtship,
Mm.
because you
Mm.
can't, no matter how it is, you can't fathom it during courtship, because you always see people, you're always hearing about their experiences, and you are trying to build yours. It is when you
Mm-hmm.
now get in there, you will now feel, you get your own page of the marriage. Yes, marriage is
Okay.
this, marriage is that. What everybody face on a daily basis in each and everyone's marriage is different. Oh yeah, Tosira, they are very, 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 very different. Everybody might be laughing. Fine, like, we can
Mm.
have 10 people that are happy, but their source of happiness might be different from each other. Might be
Mm.
different from what Mr. is making Mr. B happy. And they're okay by it. So it is when you now get in there, that is where communication is very, very important. As those issues are unfolding, find a way to discuss it, find a way to talk about it. Your sense of reasoning is very important. Your sense of maturity is very, very important. So at that moment, that is
Important.
when you need to come together. Okay, you can't discuss everything in courtship. That's the point. Even if you are using 10 years to cut, you can't. The only thing,
Mm.
some is repetitive of discussion. There are things that will come up
Mm-hmm.
that you never thought of as when the marriage is in play now. So you see, the first 3 years of your marriage. Oh, last week I said the first one courtship, the first week alone, that okay, oh, you are now Mr. and Mrs. Forget about the love you guys have been professing from the day one of your courtship. Now you are seeing yourself as you have nowhere to go. I have nowhere to go. As it was Jim Olosha lọ́wọ́
Exactly.
báyìí. So, but that is how
Mm-hmm.
it is.
Mm, you're
No
right.
matter how friendly you are, no matter how happy you guys are, you are seeing yourself on a different note now.
Mm.
You belong to me, I belong to you. Before is whether is probability. Either it
Mm-hmm.
goes that way or it goes this way. And no matter how I beat you during courtship, ó sì máa ní àwọn kankan tó máa wà behind. They must, it's not any, they must be some certain things that either you don't
Not
want to say it,
discussed.
or for the sake of peace, you just want it to just be uh just want for peace to reign, because sometimes you just look at it as a game of probability.
Mm.
It is when the Tromimus it has start coming up. That is when you start saying, okay, this thing has start becoming a reality. You see that your discussion from
At
before the
that
time of
time
that
will
introduction,
change.
it will change. Yeah, it will
Mm.
change. It will
Mm-hmm.
go to another level up again. Okay, when the date is now coming up, it, there are some discussion that you won't be able to remember. All you need to start doing then is planning, how to plan for wedding. The marriage plan has gone somewhere to go and stay. That's the reality
Mm.
of it. All you are planning now is the wedding. So anything. you've not planned before the introduction, anything you've not discussed before the introduction. After the introduction, you might talk about it, but it might not be very serious. All you'll be thinking about is where money will come from. Hello?
I can hear you.
All you
Hello.
need, all you'll be thinking about then is where money will come for the wedding. So
You're right.
that's why communication is very, very vital.
Mm.
When those phases unfold, you talk about it, you move on. Disagreement
All
will come
right.
in. You disagree, you agree. So that is my view. So courtship is very important, but it is not a yardstick for a peaceful home.
Mm. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Tunde. Oria Fesha, you're on the call. Please, you can mute your mic and let's have you talk. Okay, so Tunde Ojo said something that's I would love to talk about the last sentence he said about courtship is very important, but yet it is not a yardstick for a successful marriage. Mm. Oria Fesha, are you still there? Please, you can mute your mic and let's have you talk. Okay, Excellent Spirit says you can have a successful relationship without courtship. It's not possible. Okay, I think you wanted to use can't, right? Maybe you can't have a successful relationship without courtship. It's not possible. But you're essentially rolling the dice on something that should be taken very seriously, since it will affect your entire life. Instead of gambling on relationships, you should be building the foundation for a successful one. Instead of gambling. All right, I think I love that. All right, Oriel Fisher, your hand. Hello? Oriel no, 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 your network is so terrible. Oriel can you hear us? Can you hear me rather? Can you hear me? Oriel can you hear me?
Oh,
Yeah.
hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All
Hello.
right, good. Let's have you.
Okay. Good evening.
You're welcome.
Equator.
Abio, thank you.
Oh, well done for the job. The good job done.
Thank you.
For me, courtship should not be a long term thing.
Okay.
For me, now, let me start from the last word. Mr. Ojo, he said courtship is not a yardstick to measure a good marriage or so. Am I
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah, yeah. A
Am I
successful
correct?
marriage. Yes, please.
Yes. Yes. Okay. I actually wanted to come in when during his discussion, in the middle of his discussion, when he said some people believe when ladies get to 30, blah blah.
Network. Hello. Hello. Oriel Fesha, can you still hear me? I think your network is okay. All right, so just to do a recap of what we've been saying all day long. So let me start from Excellent Spirit saying, courtship most times it should not just be around just playing around, playing eatery, playing going out. It should be centered around critical discussions. We should have some critical discussions around the courtship. And Modupe also said something about the God factor, that it's possible you've been courting for 10 years, and yet, if you don't know the mind of God towards your relationship, it might not really take you far. And I think I love that as well. So Tunde Ojo also mentioned that courtship is good, but yet it is not a yardstick for a successful marriage. Yes. All right, Oriel Fesha, are you there?
Yes, I'm sorry. A call
All right, I
came
think it's a
through.
network. Okay. Please go ahead.
Okay. Yes, for me. when a lady or when a man knows what is going into marriage, or when he or she has the right perception about marriage, nobody can pressure you.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
when you have this right
Oh my
mindset,
God.
every other voices that does not
Mm.
align
Oriofesha, the network is really messing up.
with
Oh my God.
Maybe not
Hello?
the charge. Yeah, I don't think I can
Hello?
charge.
Oriofesha, please, can you drop the call and maybe exit and come in again? We can't hear you well. Oh God. Hello? Oh God. Hello, Oriofesha? Hello? Oh God. Oh, all right. Okay, so the network is actually treating us very bad this evening. All right, so I have a comment from QDDPFQAZ. So you can get your name registered well, but this is what I can see here. QDDPFQAZ. So the person is saying, I believe it entirely depends on the couples. We have seen 3 years courtship wedding fail and 6 months courtship wedding work. Sincerely. So I actually shared the story of a 10 years courtship that end that okay, yeah, 10 years courtship and 1 year marriage. They just spent a year in the marriage and it went crashing. So I usually wonder, what exactly do we do in courtship? So if 10 years courtship does not really guarantee success in marriage, then I don't understand. All right, the way saying courtship is not a license to having a perfect marriage, okay? We need to take our subject of interest so important, like a final year exam, okay? If we take our time to carefully study our subject, it's certain we would have a clear understanding of the marriage journey. I think this goes well with what Excellent Spirit also said, that understanding, and I think Tunde just said something like that, intentions too. Intentions. All right, so Modupe said courtship is necessary but not a yardstick to successful marriage. I love that. It is necessary because courtship helps you to get to know each other better. So it's not as if it's a yardstick for successful marriage, but it is also very necessary. All right, Oreo Fesha, let's see it again if the network will not do us bad. We are few minutes behind time. Can you hear me now? God, what's happening to this network this night? Oreo Fesha, are you there? Oh, network, don't do this now. Please now. Please now. Why is
Network
network
is
doing this? It's so terrible. We can't even hear her at all. The other time it was cracking. This time we can't even hear her. Oriofesha, can you change your position? Maybe where you are or something. Is it possible you change your position, please? Hello? Oriofesha, you can change where you are. Possibly just change your position. Or if you have an iPod, a hairpiece or something, just you can try make use of it as well. The network is really um, dealing with us. All right. OJ28 says that Mudukwe exactly. Simisola is saying, I believe courtship prepares the mind of the intending couples, not the marriage. Exactly. It prepares the mind of intending couples. So either we like it or not, courtship is very, very necessary. So now, what we do during courtship, I think that is what we need to look into. So it's not as if courtship is a total waste of time. No, it is exactly what is being done. What do we do? I think that should be the question. What do we do in the process? That should be the question. All right, so let me quickly welcome some people. We are 3 minutes behind time. So I noticed some people entered the studio. I can see Solomon Bako. I can see Obo chilling. Obo chilling, how you doing? So Obo chilling told me that the topic is jiggy, but I'm yet to hear your comment actually. All right, so yeah, Modukpe today, Joe, the Waltop, yeah. Simi Sola, you're welcome. Oriofe, can you hear us now?
Yes, can you hear me?
Aha. Yes, I can hear you. So please, you have just 2 minutes. We're far behind time. So shoot.
Okay. As I was saying, I said someone, a man or woman
Yeah.
who has the right perception about
Yes.
marriage, who
Yeah.
knows what he or she is going there to do, will
Mm-hmm.
not bend to pressure. In
Yeah.
fact, every voice that does not align with your
That's
perception
that's
about
for the
marriage is voice,
Mm-hmm.
and you have the right to shut them out.
Mm.
Now, I got married around 30. Yes.
Okay.
There were pressures. Yes. In fact, on waking up one morning, someone sent her daughter to me to come and tell me that my mates are in their
Ah,
husband's house. What
shit.
yes, he said, what am I still doing there? Then I sent the daughter back to her that please help me tell her that the same mistake she made, I don't want to make it so that I don't have to come here to live with
Wow.
them again. So that was, in fact, that was the last
That
time
was
she
ash.
mentioned, I can't wake up early in the morning and you feed me with that kind of trash. So to everybody, it may look like you are being selective, but to you, you are being purposeful. Yes,
Yes, yes. I
courtship
love
should
that.
be
I love that.
courtship should be based on purpose. So
Mm,
there are some things that I don't know how to put this, but I
mm,
think I've watched a few brothers, maybe two or three brothers that
mm,
that I felt it won't work for me. I don't know if it was courtship, but I knew that I was monitoring them, I was observing them, and trying to see if we could blend.
mm. No, I don't want to believe it's network again. Hello? Hello?
For marriage, it is a time of checking and balancing. So, what am
Mm.
I checking and balancing for 13 years? What am I checking and balancing
Abi,
for 15 years?
for 10 years.
I don't understand. So if
Mm,
I can't do my checking and balancing within maybe okweju 3 4 years, excuse me, what am I doing? Do I even
mm,
know what I want to go into that marriage for? Yes,
mm-hmm,
courtship is very good, but
mm.
to me, oh, it should not be long. And me, I don't accept this idea of going to live with a man during
Living
courtship.
together to understand each other
I
better.
don't,
I
I
love
don't,
that.
I don't even buy the
I
idea.
think
Be-
Tunde Ojo said, if you like, stay with him 10 years. 1 year of marriage will still change everything.
1 year, okay, 1 month of marriage will open your eyes, because even
Abi
as at that
now.
time you are courting, you will still
Mm,
be paro fúnra yín díẹ̀. So if the Holy Spirit
mm.
does not help you, you are into trouble.
All
So
right. Thank
let
you so much, Oriol Fesha, because of our time. Thank you. Thank you so, so much. God bless you.
You're
I'm so
welcome.
sorry we just have to bring this to an end. So I was trying to welcome some people. It's possible I will meet your name. I'm very sorry. Please pardon me. So Max Win Penny, Iyola Femi, Olive Mens. Okay, you're welcome. Idowu, yeah, Idowu, you're welcome. QDD, yeah, I think you sent a message. QDDPFQSZ, you're welcome. FXDQUTSS. Okay, you all need to get your name registered so I can call you by your names. So I have CWAGSPAH. Okay, so that's your name. So I need you all to register your name well so I can easily call you by your names. All right, so thank you so much, everyone. It has been a very beautiful and lovely evening with
Thank you very
everyone
much.
here. So I think I see I have some comments here. I agree with Oriofe 100%. She turned the light on herself. Okay, yeah, that was about what Oriofe was saying. Oriofe, you gave it back to her. Abi now. My younger sister married at 24. The only question from my father is, are you sure? Yeah, courtship should not be too, for me, okay, courtship should not be too long. Okay, yeah, I got that from Mujukbe. Yeah, our own younger sister married at 30, no pressure. Same question, are you sure? Okay, okay, I think I got that. So the point is the age notwithstanding, the intention also. So I'd like to go with number one, the intention matters a lot. At the same time, what you do during courtship. So it's not as if courtship is a bad idea. Courtship is very, very good. But what we do in the space of the courtship is what we need to check. And at the same time, does courtship really need to be too long? Kind of. I think no. Now, personally, now, I think it doesn't really need to be too long. Why? Because you should already know your intentions. You should know what you're looking out for in a person. And at the same time, having God factor is also something that is very important. So even if you're in a courtship for 10 years and you don't know the mind of God towards the person, I think it would be a total waste of time. All right, excellent spirit. Do you have one last word for us before we end the show?
Before we end the show, I want to sincerely appreciate all our brothers, our sisters that have contributed. Your contributions are very wonderful. I can tell you that they are very, very wonderful. But this is my conclusion. Before you go to any marriage, that is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, I think from verse 5 to 7. It says, in all your ways, acknowledge me and I will direct your path. Let God be the alpha of the journey. If God is in the journey, if you seek God in the beginning of the journey and you keep God abreast in the journey, irrespective of the challenge, you can always overcome. That is, if God is approving the boat and you keep God abreast, the word keep God abreast now is you walk according to his dictates. You can be sure of a successful marriage. Thank you very much. God bless
Thank
you
you
all.
so much, excellent spirit, Elijah Adeshino. Thank you so much. It's nice having you on the show. All right, to Tunde Ojo, to Modupe, Real Fisher, everyone that has spoken, and everyone in the studio dropping comment, listening. I love you all, and I sincerely appreciate. I'm not taking this for granted at all. So this is saying thank you very much, and let us do this again next week, same time, Friday, 6 p.m. I love you all. Thank you so much. I still remain Oluwasegun Helen Ayo Yeniko, your beautiful host with beautiful long names. See you next week. Bye bye.